4.5 months after Israel began its campaign to destroy Hamas, there are few, if any, safe areas within the Gaza Strip. And if aid for displaced civilians was dire before, it's now reached the point of desperation. Earlier this week, a shipment of flour led to chaos on the ground. When the alternative for some Palestinians is mixing animal feed with weeds, nothing is considered waste. Not even flour spilled into the sand. This refugee says she hasn't been able to get milk since before the invasion, and her kids are now anemic. The aid she and Gaza's 2.2 million inhabitants need isn't far away, but it's out of reach on the other side of the fence.
It is encouraging to see this aid making its way to the desperate civilians in need in Gaza.
Ahmad Hussein, Canada's Minister of International Development, was in the Middle East this week to try to get the humanitarian aid moving. Airdrops, he said, should be considered because the UN reports an average of 62 trucks have entered Gaza each day over the past 2 weeks, far less than the 500 needed. Complicating matters, Israeli protesters have begun blocking border checkpoints in an effort to pressure Hamas to release hostages. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has released his day-after plan for Gaza that would see complete Israeli control over security in Palestinian areas, which experts say would lead to more conflict.
There are two things true here at once, that these security measures are needed to protect Israel, and that these security measures are going to make it harder to ever reach a two-state solution and are going to foster more extremism in the long term. Both of those things can be true.
What's true right now is a flood of aid is needed, and only a trickle is getting in. Mike Drolet, Global News, Toronto.